All right, today is session 4 of 5 of the Authenticity Workshop. Last week, the week 3 was on the day-to-day, like how can you do the simple small steps of everyday authentic practice. And things have exploded in my face a little bit, so I'm experiencing some what I want to call side effects of authenticity. So I figured today's workshop will be good because, when you start becoming authentic, you will not be meeting addictions. And when you don't meet addictions, people get upset. And also, the emotions that you're trying to block with the addiction will be helped to be uncovered. So even if people are upset with you for the right reason, you still have to go work through the turmoil. You still have to feel through whatever gets raw and messy and whatever it is. And you just have to surrender to the process and come out the other side. A lot to learn about it. So I figured today's questions could be about creating a framework on how or why would I want to continue being authentic if things are going to get uncomfortable? Convince me. That's today's conversation. So let's start with the first question is, what are some of the changes being authentic will create that I may not find pleasant? I'll repeat, it's a long question. What are some of the changes being authentic will create that I may not find pleasant? Do I need to repeat? Got it? Okay, we'll see what we get and we'll check in. I got some surprising answers. Didn't see that coming, or I should have seen that coming actually, but good answers. Who wants to share? Jill.
I'll break the ice on this one.
Thank you.
So I got a big long, well, not a big long list. Well, I think it's a long list. I may not be able, sorry, I may not be the person that they feel comfortable being around.
Yeah.
I may no longer be the nice guy. Telling the truths. People may not like me.
Yeah.
Others will then think or say bad things about me.
Yeah.
And the one that surprised me is that I will be alone.
Ah. Okay.
That one kind of, yeah.
Okay, good one. Thank you. Alicia.
Not so much necessarily. I can see it in the future, but it's already happened and happening. So I also have a little bit of a list. Rejected, not included, blamed, misunderstood, feeling alone, unloved, unlovable. Then I blame myself and I start judging myself. And then I had an image of walking the Camino. I don't know if you know what that is, but anyway, it's a long walk. Walking the Camino, and sometimes it was hills and boulders and then dips and easy, and then but finally the end was the ocean.
Yeah.
Then I had some music come to me, which is like a river, and the music goes, it's like the river is also going through rapids and calm waters.
Right.
But they both came to the ocean, and that was like, it was like just keep going through whatever, and know that by, right, well, the end, but it's not, it's like the end, but it actually will end up being expansive.
Yeah, nice. It's a beautiful image.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Selena.
For me this week, making boundaries has come up.
Okay.
and just resistance to boundaries, to constantly being asked to change my boundary and saying no and dealing with my feelings around that, because I feel like I'm being authentic in making my boundaries, but now I have emotions that I have to keep convincing myself that that boundary is a good boundary. And I
Yeah.
can say no, it's okay.
Yeah.
That,
People are going to
you
keep
know,
trying to negotiate with you about
yeah,
it.
yeah, it would be nice. I'm looking forward to getting to that point where I can be authentic and make my boundaries and not have to think about it again.
Yes.
You know, not constantly talk myself back into keeping my boundaries.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because you will slip back, because when somebody pushes back, you slip back. Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
yeah. Especially when it's, if you were a nice person, you'd change your boundary,
Oh.
you know, which just happens. It's my job that these nice old people, nope, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Challenge somebody that I know today and said, I'm actually not a loving person and have no desire to be one. Boy, that was triggering. I'm like, I don't know what it means, and I'm not drawn to it. So, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll be, could be loving, could be not. That's good luck to everybody else. We'll see what happens. But it was nice to be authentic. It was like, I don't care to be loving. I don't know what it
Yeah.
means. I'm
Yeah.
exhausted.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
else will have a list for what loving means for me. Like, don't I get to decide? So that's how riled up I am right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been having
Yeah.
huge tantrums about feedback all week and I don't care.
Exactly.
So I've been told that's the right thing and intellectually I get that, but right this week I'm pissed about it.
Perfect.
There you go.
And guess what? You're the only one that didn't get an email from me.
Oh, I'm just pissed at everybody that you did it and everybody got it. And I'm just so sick of feedback to hear with feedback.
There.
If you really want to know what I'm feeling about that, my authentic feeling on feedback, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. But I'm really happy
It's
too.
interesting, isn't it?
I've been really happy today. It's like,
Yeah.
I've been having a fit all week and now I'm really happy today.
Tantrums. Mary speaks about it at the Divine Truth Workshop. Tantrums really works.
Yeah.
I can read it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something gets released and dissolved.
Yeah.
No, it's the book discussion group stuff, not this group. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Who else want to share? Casey.
I think the one that surprised me or the two that surprised me the most, only because I feel like the law of attraction is bringing this to me consistently. I think like everybody else has talked about recently, that's I will feel outcast.
Yeah.
And I will feel like I don't belong.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Were you surprised with it?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't want to feel those.
Yeah, totally.
Let's go there. I want to feel like I have a place to go to. I want to feel like I want to stay in that addiction.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. The answer I got was that it will challenge, if I become authentic, it will challenge my own judgment of my emotions that I find unpleasant. Because if I'm being authentic, the emotions are like, emotions that I don't think are very nice. And also, people had gotten used to being able to depend on me in a certain way. I create security for others that they'll feel frightened by my being authentic. I will not be able to reassure people's fears because I will not be dependable in meeting their addiction of suppressing their fears, which tells me that the biggest job I have given to myself is reassuring people, make them feel secure. Well, that ends now. So anyway, that's my facade. But people probably find me dependable and reliable because I am reassuring their fears. So that will change, and I will find that unpleasant, because it's the answer to the question is you will find it unpleasant when you become authentic in that way. Nice answers. Okay, so the next question is, well, okay, we should ask anyway. Why am I afraid of these changes? you can pick one or two that you picked that you got just now, or you can just do a global. I have a list of 10 things. Tell me about all of them. Why am I afraid of these changes? Come on back. Steph's got a nice halo. She's beaming. So, God is so good. The answers I got, I was like, oh, God's got me. She's taking care of me. Okay, and I was still recording, I forgot. So we're gonna have a long pause unless I figure out how to edit, which will be a big deal for me to learn. So who wants to share the answers? Kat.
So my answers for the first one was about mostly similar to what other people have said, is losing people close to me, like the whole fear of being alone or rejected or not loved or accepted. Now, why do I fear that? It came up as I'm fearful that I made a mistake in being authentic. So I have a fear of being wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's gross. And then so I went down this whole journey of like, because being authentic equals being alone, or the equivalent of pushing people away equals I have to be by myself, equals I don't love myself enough to hang out with me.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, it's if I said, i.e., I'm not worth hanging out with, so I'd rather live an inauthentic life. So at least I have company, albeit fake.
Well, ultimately, is a lack of self-love, huh?
Yeah, it's there's no love for myself is what it came up with, and a big fear of being wrong, like that living in authenticity is wrong.
So I'm chuckling because right now, being authentic, I'm saying I'm probably wrong in what I'm saying, but I'm going to be authentic and say it anyway. And that's okay. If it turns out I'm 100% wrong, fine with me, but I got to do this. So I'm laughing because I'm going, yeah, you know what? That is exactly the layer I'm working through, that I'm being authentic and I'm probably wrong, and okay. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll let you know in about a couple of months' time if I'm living in a cave somewhere or if you're worked out.
I'm glad you're at the it's okay to be wrong phase. I'm at the oh no, let's stay in this chained, ugly space.
But what you're bringing up is that maybe this is a general layer most of us going to have to work through. If I'm being authentic, what if I'm wrong? Maybe there's a piece we all got to get over it. So I am actually going ahead and being wrong, and just get that over with. But boy, do I feel alive. Oh, it's so good. So yeah, thank you. Joe, I don't know who was first, so I'm just picking randomly.
Shoshana was first, if she wants to go first.
No, I can't.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on the angry side as well. I feel like I have battled my entire life to be seen, heard, understood, belonged, believed, trusted, loved, and I feel that being authentic is just going to continue that battle and enhance that battle. And I'm sick and tired of the battle. I don't want to do the battle anymore. I'm just gonna roll over and play dead,
Stop wanting it. They'll take care of it.
What's that?
Stop wanting it.
Yeah, I mean, I keep on poking at addictions here, so
yeah, exactly.
And I'm writing them out, so that's good. And then an interesting part came up that it said, I'm afraid that I won't need anyone anymore if I'm authentic.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, so that was interesting that came out there.
Okay. Well, I mean, when you become God reliant, you start becoming a threat. People start to see you as a threat, because through your addictions, you are manipulable. If that's a new English word, you can be manipulated through your addiction. So people want you to stay in it. If you release your addiction, you are God reliant, and you are a threat to others. And I'm beginning to come, hopefully, to a new place where I see the addictions and I go, And I love you. I love you. I like you. You're good. I'm going to stay right here. I'm not even going to ask you to change. I'm not even going to ask you to quit your addiction. We're going to stay right here. Just take a moment. I like you just as you are. And so maybe this is what coming to terms with your soul condition and accepting it exactly as it is. Maybe this is what that means. And so I'll let you know what happens after that. Probably is a crucial part of the journey. But I'm going, yeah, I'm in addiction and it's okay. Yeah. Okay. So Shanna.
Well, I was quite puzzled by my answer to this one. I got for the question just previous, what are some of the changes? Some imagery and words that were quite violent and graphic.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
quite bothersome actually.
Fears were being triggered.
Oh, and then, okay. And then when I asked this question, maybe that you just answered it. I got the answer. I asked the question, why am I afraid of these changes? They said they are real. They have, they will suffocate you. You don't want to die. This is real. Your fears are real.
Oh no! That's so you the fearful spirits were talking to you.
Oh,
Yes.
I knew to ask in this time.
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
So your fear layer is being triggered, but you're still working through the process of processing fear. You're still kind of working through the layers of, what do you mean I'm supposed to feel my fear? And yeah. That's fear talking.
Okay.
It's good.
Oh, thanks.
That's right. And when you are denying your fear, then it's harder to connect to your guides. Then, because you feel the fear, you shut it down. Now you're kind of disconnected from yourself. Good one. Thank you for bringing that up. Who wants to go first, Selena or Alicia? Selena. Alicia, what at you?
Well, the first one that I said, resistance to boundaries. At my job, if the people who don't have boundaries and always say yes get lots of recognition, because of course they're good for the company, but they're the most loving and they're the nicest to the old people and blah, 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 because they don't have boundaries.
Yes.
So they get a lot of recognition. So I know that I am sacrificing all that. No award for me this year, because
wow,
I am not. I just made some clear boundaries for myself when it comes to my job, and that's all there is to it. So there's that. And the other one, the answer is a little surprising. What I'm afraid of if I am angry about feedback is that Jesus will be upset with me.
Yes.
And disapprove of me, because feedback is his thing.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, but I'm just mad about it right now. And until I am not mad about it and it makes sense to me, I'm just going to be mad about it.
Yep.
If I have to see one more weepy person, I'm going to scream. And that it doesn't even have to be me.
Selena, I love it. I love it. This is so great. It's like, there's Selena right there.
Yeah.
But he's probably going to go, you're emotionally honest.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been enjoying being mad this week so much. It's been awesome. Yeah. And I've had less pain too.
That's very interesting.
Good sign, eh? Yeah.
Tantrums. When the 2019 videos get released, when Mary starts to talk about how important it is to go through tantrums, priceless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very, very good information.
Never thought I'd have one about this, because I intellectually accept the concept. Yeah.
Tantrums is where it lies. That's when it begins. Thank you.
Good. Yeah.
Alicia.
I got a very simple answer initially, was just I'll be quashed. Like I just saw this mosquito being quashed. Yes. And I won't survive. And then I felt like a rebellious child lion roaring. I was like, there is just no way I'm gonna do it.
Nice.
And then I also got a little bit of afraid of hurting others because I'm not really sure about what's authentic and what isn't.
Yeah. Yeah. That's part of the process. People are gonna get hurt. And it could be your fault too. Still gotta do it.
I'm sure it has been many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's part of the journey.
Yeah.
Thank you. The answer I got was, who will I be without this role of being somebody that reassures other people's fears? It was the only way I found acceptance and approval and praise. It was my mother's biggest demands of others and why she wanted sons. She wanted sons who could then placate all her fears. So I was trying to compensate to her that I will become that son she never had. And I got capital letters approval from her and others. And feeling my own emotions gave me disapproval. So this completely ties into what's been going on this week, which made me go, wow, God is good. It's all these different groups I'm doing, all tying in a perfect line. It's kind of shocking. So the addiction I'm challenging right now is addiction for approval. And I'm not authentic because of that addiction. Big one. So that's, and as I was shown the answer, I was shown my childhood and the childhood feelings that were creating it. And it's like, totally makes sense. So I'm actually having a lot of compassion for myself for how that got created. Thank God I'm challenging this addiction, whatever the price. Okay, so the next question is, I laugh. What will inspire me to be authentic despite these unpleasant changes? If this is where you go, convince me, please. Why would I want to do this then? So let's see what we get. So Shauna?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, sorry. What will inspire me to be authentic despite my fear of the changes? Or however that will, if you want to say, so why am I doing this? If that's the question that makes sense to you, ask it any way you want. Yeah, okay. I am very, very inspired to do the work now. I want this. I got my carrot dipping with honey. It's fantastic. Who wants to share? Who wants to start? Steph.
It was really simple and beautiful and triggered all of my fear because it's the only way I'm going to allow God's love in to heal my pain.
Nice. Okay. And why did that trigger fears?
I don't know. I just got immediately like chilled to the core.
Perfect.
Yeah.
In that case, carry on. Thank you. Kathy.
So what would inspire me would be a sense of freedom from those addictions of pleasing others, getting approval, rescuing others, which would in turn give me a more of a life energy.
Yes.
Not feeling defeated or repressed,
yeah,
but rather emboldened to commit to authenticity as a result.
Okay.
So this theme of energy really is a big part of it, because you just, when you're not authentic, you really feel depleted. It's like walking around like lead, right? Yep. Weighing you down.
All the zombies movies that keeps coming out, hey.
Yeah, exactly. So more expansive energy, won't be depleted by external demands, and also less resentment, which would for me be more vibrant health.
Absolutely. And what's interesting is in the first few sessions, you kept talking about freedom.
Yeah.
And today you got the answer of freedom from addiction. That's the freedom.
Yeah.
So you will definitely get that freedom.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow, thank you. So are you sold? You want this?
Oh, when you see, yeah, this is definitely, the inspiration is there for sure.
Excellent.
Despite the discomfort that comes with it, just
Yeah,
try to not
it's
think
going
about
to be. It is going to be discomfort because basically when we were born, we were told that who we really are is not what the world wants. So please go ahead and create facades and addictions. So everyone in the world has this experience, and I've done it to my children. I want my addictions met, so they had to change who they are to meet my addictions. And so everyone, when they start to become authentic, are going to remember those experiences. So when you're told, we don't want who you are, we want what we can get out of you. So you will feel and remember and grieve that process.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jill.
Okay, I hope I can get through this. So I kind of tagged onto this, like, why do I feel like I'm driven to keep on going, no matter what I go through.
Keep on going, like in working on your addiction.
In working through all of this. And I've asked that question before, like, you know, why am I so determined to get through this? And I got this lovely little reminder of me as a baby when I was in the orphanage, probably screaming my head off, crying, but I was surrounded by my guides and feeling God's love.
Wow.
And that's what I'm going towards. I want to get back to that. And so this is what I've been fighting for, all that, the hells that I have been through, everything that I have been through, this is what I'm striving to get back to.
And for the longest time, you processed the grief of, I was alone in the orphanage.
Yeah.
Nobody heard.
Yeah. And I wasn't, I was very well taken care of.
Yes.
I don't know about by the people, but by my guides and by God.
And you felt that.
Yeah.
A full circle of a very long journey where you released so much pain. Wow. I'm blown away that you got to have this experience. That's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. And yeah, that would definitely inspire. I mean, not only will inspire you, has been inspiring you. Now you realize why. Wow. Okay. Thank you. Anybody else want to share? Alicia. Oh, you mute, Alicia. Thank you.
First thing I said was thank you, Jill, for sharing that.
Yes, yes.
I got to continually ask my guides and God, as far as I'm able to connect with that, ask them how they feel and become more sensitive to how I feel.
Okay.
And, sorry, I can't read my writing now. And notice, be more sensitive and notice all the tiny little things, even if it's an ant or a cockroach or something, but just to notice everything I attract.
Okay.
Be more observant of all of that in a sensitive way.
Like alive and vital, right?
And I also had that feeling of feeling free. Since we've started this workshop with you, I've been dancing and singing and writing almost every day, and I'm just like this little kid's been. So that's really been about, because I pull myself back from expressing. This is helping me to come back to expressing again, but like a child, I'm doing it.
God.
Even when I've got workmen here and they can see me and hear me, so I'm like, never mind.
Wow. I've encouraged Alicia someday to, if she feel inspired to teach the connecting to your childlike workshops, and I'll be there.
I am inspired, and I'm aware of it.
If I'm just thinking, boy, do I want a piece of what you're feeling right there? Help me find mine. So thank you. Selena, oops, I'm shaking the table here.
We seem to have a theme going here. What I'm really enjoying about this process is feeling my 5-year-old that's just like, I'm just going to go against the norm, and I am just going to be mad about something everybody thinks is really great.
Yes.
And I don't care. And
Yeah.
I can feel my mother in there, and I know it's her in there somewhere. I'm going to get there eventually, what she did to make me have that feeling. And I know at the end of it, I'll understand it the way other people do, or say they do. Maybe they don't understand it. They just are like me and say they do because they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
that would be bad if you said you didn't like feedback,
Yes.
wouldn't it? But my 5-year-old's just having just a great time. She's just enjoying being mad so much.
It's so alive.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
would you want to allow her to come out now that you can
Yeah.
feel like, oh, that's who's speaking right now?
Yeah. 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 That's who's speaking. And my mom's going to listen this time. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, God Mama is listening, so.
Yeah. That my real mom is going to listen. Somebody's going to listen. Somebody who matters.
Having a giggle and enjoying it.
Yeah, it is. It's a very weird place to be in, where it's just hysterically fun and really angry at the same time.
Yes. You're finally feeling you, I think. You're finally feeling you. And because of it, the energy is now released.
Yes. Yeah, I think so too.
Just like Kathy was saying, authenticity allows for vitality, for energy, for this flow. So you feel good just because you're finally flowing. Doesn't matter what makes you flow, you're flowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice word.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm regretting not rebelling when I was a teenager.
And were you allowed?
Oh, no. Are you kidding me?
Oh, there you go. That's why.
Yeah. No, I don't regret it. It's just, boy, that must feel good, rebelling. There must be some aspect of it that feels good. Yeah. Except for the punishment part. Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Anybody else wants to share? Okay. So what I got was, I saw, it was as if I had a vision, and I saw like this vista open up in front of me with my guides and my dad. My dad passed away 6 years ago, and he's in a pretty good place now, and he wishes to reconnect with me and parent me because he didn't get to parent me, and he wants to now. And so I saw my dad, and I saw lots of people in the spirit realm who are in a very good condition that are saying, we're waiting for you. We're waiting for you to get to this place. So we finally get to talk to you. We get to give you feelings of courage, of God's approval. I can get to feel more of God's feelings. I get to feel their feeling of care and nourishment. And it's like, oh my God, do I ever want that? So it's basically saying, are you choosing wanting people's approval, or are you choosing God? That's it. You got to pick one or the other. That's all that's at stake here. And so, but yeah, it was a beautiful feeling. Definitely want that. Yeah. Okay. Next question is, what other obstacles do I have to being authentic? I know some of you got a list right away. Question one, I was like, wow, you guys are already moving up there. But there could be other obstacles that we haven't thought to ask. So what other obstacles do we have to being authentic? All right, anybody who wants to start? Kathy.
I was surprised that what came up was my schooling, huge obstacle, particularly early experiences with the religious order.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, as a result, there's this obstacle of constant judgment on my part, as well as being judged by others, fear of being judged.
Fear of being judged. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so there's this self-castigation, which is really linked to my religious, you know, schooling, where there was, you know, discipline and punishment was the result of, you know, if you didn't fit in, behave the way you're supposed to behave.
Okay.
And that didn't really come from my parents. They weren't big disciplinary people, but
No, your parents were artists. Like they were kind of ahead of their times too.
absolutely, yeah. But it was because Mum was a Catholic. She felt we needed to go through the Catholic system.
Yeah.
My dad was more or less a humanist and being a jazz musician, so on. It was two different worlds. So
Yeah.
but I realized how powerful that schooling was, how those very frightening women that were, you know, pushed into their own world of not being able to be authentic themselves just because of the sexism within the Catholic Church too. So it's all in there.
Wow. So,
Yeah.
so you know what you need to feel about then.
Yes.
You need to
Yes.
forgive the experience of being judged.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you.
Thanks.
Alicia.
Well, I'm glad I was mute and you didn't hear my foghorn blowing my nose, because I had lots of tears. My fear that came up was feeling that I'll just be too much, too intense. I'll overwhelm everybody, and even if I'm authentic, whoever I am, whatever I am, it'll never be enough anyway.
Oh, wow. It will never be enough.
No, give you my hand, want my arm. Da, 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 da.
Ooh, those are really good. Yeah, those are literally like the phrases for you to feel about. I'll be too much, feel about that. I'll be too intense, feel about that. And I will never be enough. That's a good one to feel about too. Cool. Okay. Thank you. Jill.
I got that I'm not embracing who I am. I think I need to feel, or I need to know completely 100% who I am before I can show it off to the world, I guess. And that's farthest from the truth could be. And I'm holding on to a lot of stuff. I'm still holding on to my mother's ways.
Yeah.
Right. So holding on to that, what she expects, what she demands, what she thinks I should be, all of that needs to, it doesn't feel like it's a big thing. It just feels like time to clean house, like spring cleaning kind of thing, like that kind of thing. And then one thing that surprised me, I'm not too sure if I'm going to explain this right, is using my body image as an excuse not to see the real me. So for me to see who I really am, I'm using my body form or my body as an excuse to saying, well, you're not even close to being authentic. You're as a form of punishment, I think, on that. So yeah, so it's like when I look in the mirror, I don't recognize the person staring back. I feel like my true self is trapped inside of this kind of bodysuit, I guess.
You're not loving who you are as you are right now. Wow.
Yeah. So I've got to work on that because that's tough. I don't want to love myself. Right. Yeah.
Lots of internalized self-judgment, like we've internalized how we were treated, but looks like a lot of the answers we're getting is about how we're treating ourselves. Okay. Selena.
Yeah, I got kind of a surprising answer. I'm really afraid of being triggered into my facade and not being able to tell the difference between that and being authentic. It just
Okay.
scares me that, and then because then I get this feedback on my behavior, and
And you thought it was you being you when
I think
not.
that I've just got this well-established facade that
Yeah.
copes, with the
Yeah.
triggers, and and not being able to tell the difference, and it's really upsetting. Yeah,
How do you want to feel about?
scared of that.
I
Yeah,
thought that was really me. Come on, like for me, that I think I'm a nice person is like, oh, come on. Like, no, I'm not. Really?
not. Yeah,
What is
yeah,
it there? So
yeah,
yeah, quite a few of those. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Wow. I got that I think no one will like me. I think the real me is unlikable. I think I'm too broken and damaged to be of service in the way I want to. And I think if people knew how broken I am, they'll feel disappointed that I'm not showing up as this reliable person that I've created. And I felt I felt an encouragement to actually speak from the brokenness, that I if express the brokenness, express the, like right now I feel like I'm just a broken angry girl, and to actually express that would be kind of cool. Yeah. So last question to end on a nice note. I mean, yeah, all really nice, but to end on a nice note, what are my guides and or God's encouragements for why I should strive to be authentic despite the negative consequences possible? What are my guides or God's encouragements for why I should strive to be authentic despite the negative consequences possible? Because the negative consequences are possible. Those things may or may not happen. So it's kind of like any last words, God, guides, kind of thing, like to receive their love and their encouragement and support. Do you need me to repeat the question? Yes, okay. What are my guides or God's encouragements for why I should strive to be authentic despite the negative consequences possible? Okay, final answer. Who wants to go? Catherine.
Sorry about that. That was complicated for me to raise my hand there. I actually got a really, really nice one. Because God created me and God will rejoice when I am living in my freedom of being uniquely me.
Wow.
So yeah, it's like,
Woo.
that is, that was like the ultimate acceptance piece of just saying, like, that was the little nudge there. It was really nice.
Oh, just write that on a wall or something. Like just have it on a mirror. That would, that gave me goosebumps. That was beautiful. And look at you, you just beaming.
That was nice. It was really nice.
That's incredible. Thank you. Jill.
So I got like my guides were a little playful today. So I got an image of this ginormous gift sitting on a table, the most beautiful wrapping that you could ever imagine. And it's like God gave us all this gift. What, are you just going to sit there and just and watch it? Or are you just going to sit there and look at this unopened gift that you've been receiving, or you've received? And it's like we're not even seeing who it's from. Like, we're just sitting there just staring at beautiful wrapping and think that's good enough. Okay. So yeah, that's and then I got a little serious as far as then they said you can stop the battle. So that was yeah. So that was a nice little encouragement as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Deep rest right there. Just thinking about it, going, oh, I can rest now.
Yeah.
Wow. That's beautiful. And maybe, just maybe, you are the gift.
Well, it was said to me as like God has given us each a gift. Like we are all a gift.
Exactly.
And we all have this choice of being authentic or not. And that means you actually have to go out, open the present that God gave you.
And find that it's you.
Yeah.
Well,
Know that
thank
it's
you.
you. Yeah.
Thank you. Kathy.
That we all have a right to happiness as as children of God,
Okay.
a God-given right,
Okay.
and that there's nothing to fear on this journey,
Wow.
because really we're not alone. I mean, we're all, just being in this group, is a realization that we're not alone, that we're all journeying on this path together. So you've got your guides, your companions, and old friends. They're like old friends.
Absolutely.
And ultimately it will benefit all those around you as you grow into your authentic nature, because then it will only encourage others to grow into theirs. And, it gives them the freedom too. So surely this will be for the greater good of the planet, ultimately. That's the big picture.
Absolutely. Even if they don't see it in the short term, even if they're mad at you in the short term, even if everyone you know has to leave and you have to attract a new tribe, but ultimately it's, wow, that's beautiful. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Alicia.
First of all, I just got relaxed, and I wasn't getting any more, like just relax and the song with that, and then I got just flow, but it was almost like just let go, and flow, but with a focus at the same time.
Yeah.
That seems to be my theme very often.
Yes.
And stop trying. It's trying for your soul.
Oh, I like that. That's a t-shirt right there.
It's gratitude for the smallest of things. Talk to the trees, acknowledge everyone and everything, and remember, because they're God's creations.
Wow.
So I sort of partly do that, but maybe I'm going to do that more now, like hello to everything. I'm lucky that I live somewhere where generally in Mexico everybody says hello to you, which is unusual relative to other countries, often other places. So everybody, young or old or whatever, but I'm going to do that more with the trees and the plants and the dogs and the cat and everything.
Okay.
To acknowledge, it was about acknowledging creation.
Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah.
But it's a similar message of how alive you feel and how engaged you feel with everything around you.
Yeah.
The bugs and the creatures and the ants and like there's a sense of aliveness in you being engaged, and like it's a hyper aliveness. I want to call hyper, but it's a very specific message to you.
Yeah, ADHD hyper. Yeah, I get it.
But it's like, I mean, I'm calling it like, oh, you're so alive and hyper alive. And it's like, no, that's actually being alive. The rest of it is not. The rest is zombies.
Yeah. And anyway,
Everything should look like a musical. Everything is amped up, but that's normal. So imagine your life is a musical. Oh, we break out in songs when we see flowers. How wonderful is that?
Yeah. I'm tap dancing just imagining that.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else wants to share? All right. So what I got was so my desire to feel God's feelings, which was something I had to cultivate over time, work at it, has now become a force of its own. And my desire that by being authentic, I'll get to feel God's feelings all the time. And boy, I want that. And there's a comfort, there's an embrace, there's a steadiness, like all the things I'm looking for. The feeling of home will come from feeling God's feelings. And so it's kind of cool to see that. I didn't know God noticed that I'm growing. It's like kind of like, oh, you notice I'm doing that? And then I thought I was still building the desire, but it's gone stronger than I thought. So it's kind of, it's an interesting validation to go, oh, yeah, I guess I'm doing okay in that region. And the feeling I will get from that connection, because I've always seen it as a way of getting answers, not as a way of receiving feelings in a relationship. So now it's become a relationship where I get to have certain feelings all the time, and how comforting that feeling is. I feel so secure and not as neurotic in that place. So yep, I definitely want that. It's really nice when you start to get God's feelings and God start to show you things that you didn't think anyone noticed, and yet God notices that about you and acknowledges you for it. It's very like, wow, I feel seen. I didn't even think that thing I was feeling about in the back of my mind mattered, or that it was having any significance. And yet somebody go, oh, I've seen you having those feelings, and you're cool. It's like, what? It's just a little thing. It was nothing. And no, that's not how God feels about it. So it's really cool to have those kind of experiences. And all the things we're looking for. You know, if you look at the little child, the child is always going, mommy, look, daddy, look. And it's like, no, somebody's always looking. If somebody's always willing to go, oh yeah, no, I see you. That's what we're looking for. And it's really cool. Okay. I think that was the end of that. It's a nice high. Oh, Selena, go ahead.
That just brings to mind a feeling I had today of being authentic and then actually feeling God's love authentically, like as an individual, not as part of a group.
Wow.
And I felt a little bit of that today. I thought, yeah, that's it. That's what I'm looking for, is that,
wow,
that God's not generic.
No.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the benefits of being authentic, is then you can feel God's love authentically.
And it starts with
that he authentically loves me. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. As an
you,
which is kind of what you were saying. Yeah.
But it's interesting that you being authentic for now, because of all the backup of feelings we have, is tantrumy.
Exactly.
Volatile and just
yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Well, thank you.